MAKSYMENKO beat Lauren Remby of France 14-11 to get here. We told you about MUHARI beating Alberta Santuccio. After being down 9-2, outscored Santuccio 11-4 to win. Long attack by MAKSYMENKO, which is now going to set up eventually one of those counterattacks we talked about. Oh, MUHARI missed. She went for under the arm, yeah, in the flank area and missed. Well, this is a great start for MAKSYMENKO. Everything is working. And MUHARI is going to have to climb the hill again. Okay, she's able to score on the attack there. Took the blade and scored right to the high chest, into the almost the mask. Okay, we're going to go to the break here. And MUHARI goes to the break feeling a lot better, down 2 than 3. I'll talk it over with the coaches. And I think watching MAKSYMENKO all day, it was a bit of a surprise to me. It was evidently a surprise to MUHARI when she did that sort of explosive attack to score the first one, to try to set the tone for the bout, because she seemed to be a counterpuncher all day. But by getting the lead, that's going to give her the opportunity to counterpunch if that's the way she wants to go. Fencers tuck the hair into the mask or tie it up in a bun inside their mask. Put it in, so a blade can't get caught in it. So second of 3 periods. As the fencers try to climb the ladder to 15. That's the tactic that Muhari used against Santuccio in the previous bout, where she would get into a deep lunge, almost stuck like that, and then she would continue, and it was very successful. It almost looks like she lunges so deeply that she's stuck, but she keeps going. Now she's feinted to the toe twice here in the second period, which means she's probably setting something up. Just a counterattack by Maximenko, not a duck, but just a counterattack. Muhari again missed. Looked when she went for under the flank, under the arm, and missed. She's missed a couple times. This time it looked like it hit Maximenko under the arm. Let's take a look. Whoops, right in the shoulder. So Muhari's been unsuccessful in a certain target area under the arm and the flank. She's missed a couple times. Had she hit on one or two of those, the score could have even been tied, because it looks she still might have gotten a double. So her point was off a little bit. Not there. Muhari launching that flesh, that flying action. Well, turnabout is fair play, because this time Maximenko attacked Muhari, and Muhari just did a straight counterattack in the middle. We heard some blade contact. She might have caught the blade. A hit on the arm, just straight counterattack. And we're back to level. Muhari was pushing. Looked like she was in trouble there, a little bit at a distance, too far away, and still was able to get the light in the chest. So the last two times she's scored, it's been to the shoulder and the chest. She's staying away from that target under the arm that she's missed twice. Maximenko hit Muhari on the arm as well. Well, Muhari's provoking. After the first action of the bout where Maximenko attacked, Muhari has been provoking. Now, Maximenko's comfortable with that. She likes to counterattack, and she's been relatively successful. But we have an ebb and flow in this bout, and Muhari is the one pushing the action. Again. Well, that's her first 2-point lead, which is going to force Maximenko at some point. She's going to have to start pushing and taking some risks to try to get back to even. But we're going to go to the break. Quite a turnaround here. Maximenko, I believe, was up 6-3 and has been out hit 6-1. Quite a turnaround here. And it's been full steam ahead for Eszter Muhari. And candidly, On those two actions where she missed, they probably could have been or should have been doubles. So I think she's been controlling this bout, even though it's only a 2-touch lead. So now Maksymenko is going to have to, in the third and final period, down by 2, she's going to have to try to provoke as well. It's interesting, MUHARI with the lead, I don't think she's going to sit back. She's successful pushing. She says, why should I sit back and allow my opponent to get comfortable pushing me? I've been successful pushing. This is what I like to do. Let's see what tactics the two fencers employ here. This is the first of 3 Grand Prix in EPEE in the season. In March they'll be in Budapest, and in May they'll be in Budapest, Hungary. In May they'll be in Medellin, Colombia. And for the first time since the first touch at the beginning of the bout, Maksymenko goes on the straight attack and just nailed MUHARI right in the shoulder. She wasn't expecting that. Oh, she tried the counter, did Maksymenko, unsuccessfully. See, now is not the time for Maksymenko to counterattack. Unless it's a double is not going to help you. One light, of course, yes, but she's got to be a little bit more aggressive now as we approach the 2-minute mark in the third and final period. Down 6-3, MUHARI's on an 8-2 run. Where have we heard that before? Well, maybe her last bout against Santuccio. Same exact plan. She wasn't down as much, but when she gets on a roll, she gets on a roll. So that's a great double for MUHARI because she inches closer to 15. It's no help to Maksymenko. Doubles are the friend of the fencer leading it. And Maksymenko counterattacks. It's not a tactic she can afford to employ for the rest of this bout because doubles are helping her opponent. And of course, as I say that, she does a duck counterattack. You know the difference was it looked like she ducked. Yes, that's what we spoke about at the beginning of the bout. That's the action she's employed. The other counterattacks were just straight. This one she ducked underneath it, forcing MUHARI to miss. Risky, but successful. That time, unsuccessful. MUHARI was anticipating the duck and she lowered her point. Watch. Oh. Well, I reiterate that Maksymenko has to do something other than counterattack now to try to get back into this bout. Nope. MUHARI aggressive, and she's successful. And she's one away from going for the gold against Alexandra Louis-Marie. Nice attack by Maksymenko. She's been successful 3 times blasting MUHARI on attacks. You almost ask, why didn't she do that more? She was so successful, just really, MUHARI had no chance on that one. Within one is Maksymenko. Whoa, she tried the counterattack and tied it up. Not the tactic I expected, but we talked about this bout. She likes to counterattack. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't, but 2 of the last 3 times it did, and we're tied, and she's 1 away. And she tried it again, once to the well, once too often. And Eszter MUHARI of Hungary employed the tactic successfully that takes her into the gold medal bout. Referee is going to look at the video review to make sure there were no infractions or anything that would invalidate that touch. And look at the last 4 or 5 actions. They were identical. MUHARI attacks, MAKSYMENKO counterattacks. MUHARI was successful more often than MAKSYMENKO. And that's it. She is your winner. We'll be going for the gold. Had a couple really close ones, MUHARI, but she's been able to pull through. Here's the final touch. MAKSYMENKO tried the duck counter again. It's such a risky move, and at 14-14, you have to say to yourself, are my odds the best with that move? It's high risk, high reward, and in that time it was high risk and no reward. There it's official. Eszter MUHARI, 15-14 in our second semifinal.